So what's really interesting here is, I mean, obviously you're all in crypto, right?
Fully on chain, brother.
What do you say to people who think that's crazy?
I'll tell them what's crazy is that I have to call the bank and ask for permission to move my money. And what's crazy is that I have to pay $50 to send a wire. And what's crazy is that if I want to go to the bank and ask for cash, they ask me what the fuck you trying to get cash for? It's my money. So the beauty about being on chain is the fact that it's permissionless. I don't have to ask anybody for anything. And code is the ruler, not some whimsical law from Washington, D.C. that's being passed down upon me. The current system is just garbage. It's outdated. Too much bureaucracy, too much policy. What happens when a wire gets lost? Wow, what the fuck is a wire getting lost? Where's the money? It's just sitting in limbo. The amount of middlemen that it takes from point A to point B is ridiculous. If I go right now to the grocery store, go to 7-Eleven, I want to buy a bottle of water, I have to pay taxes on it. I have to pay 2.9% credit card fee. Now the person that's receiving the money, now they get taxed sales tax. The amount of money that's being robbed in the process of transacting is the scam. Peer-to-peer is the single greatest revolution that has been reintroduced due to technology. When you look at coinage, and coinage was introduced into the system, coinage was merely just an advancement of technology. It was merely the ability to find a common piece of value so that if, let's say, you had a plot of land and I had cows, right? What if the plot of land was valued at 2.5 cows? I wouldn't cut the cow in half. So the scalability of peer-to-peer transactions was limited based off of the goods that you had. But when coinage was introduced into the system, aka a form of value that we agreed upon, now I was able to, which is hard money because it wouldn't rot or it wouldn't, die like a cow, or it wouldn't get repossessed. For example, it was a piece of land by thieves. So that introduced a new revolution, which is the ability to transact. However, as time went on, coinage now was turned into fiat, fiat being the form of control, which was initially supposed to represent the money that was sitting in the bank, right? And it just became easier to transact paper that was just a receipt of the gold or of the reserves that were in the bank. But then through policy and through scamming, all of that was pretty much erased. And we were just left with this fake form of money that over the last 50 years is slowly being uncovered as a massive scam. Bitcoin is introduced as basically digital coinage, and peer-to-peer transaction has now been able to be resurfaced. So why wouldn't I go back to the most sound form of money, cut out the middleman? And if there is a middleman, hopefully there's not 50 of them. It's okay. Somebody's building tech. I'm okay paying them a swap fee, a little percentage fee. There's no issue there whatsoever because there's people still working. But I want to get rid of as many people from point A to point B, and crypto just happens to be the path of least resistance. So now money, which is merely just a form of accounting, a store of value, a transfer from point A to point B, is revolutionizing the game.
So it's actually really interesting he says that, right, the middleman stuff, because the middleman was there for a reason, right, for protection, right, But what happened in the last, since money got invented? The regulatory capture, right? Like banks, whoever not middleman, connected people, they captured the process and they installed taxes, right? And they installed processors, right? So we are ended up with an extremely bloated and corrupt financial system that rewards incumbents, right? And taxes the users, So this is why peer-to-peer is important,
Because as soon as you give the trust to someone else, they will take advantage of it. It's kind of in the human nature, right?
That's why you have to trust the code and you have to trust open source and not, these 4,000, 5,000 pieces of paperwork that are sitting there that nobody's going to read about how policy is supposed to work.